Hi everybody, how's it going? Today I'm going to show you a member of my family. This is my 300 Blackout. It was originally chambered in 5.56. That wasn't good enough, and that's one good thing about AR-15s is you can change things around. And I decided to go with it's 30 caliber bullet head inside of a cut down 5.56 case using pistol powder. Excuse me, I lost my voice because I was sick over the weekend. It was horrible, vomiting and everything. Yeah, I don't do well with that stuff. Anyway, back to the gun. My 300 Blackout. Lower receiver, all the same as the 5.56. Upper receiver, the same. Bolt carrier group, same. Stock, same. The only thing that changes on this bad boy is the barrel. I picked up an AR Stoner 16-inch stainless steel barrel for it. AAC 51T flash hider. Someday, hopefully, to have a suppressor. But that's a whole process. And that was pretty much it. I took it down, put the barrel on, torqued it up. That's another thing I would encourage everyone to do that's going to tinker around with their ARs, get a torque wrench. It's, a lot of guys just hand tighten things or tighten things down to X, Y, or Z, however they feel. But there's a reason the values are out there, and it doesn't hurt. So that being said, I had issues with it when I first put it together. I'm hand loading for it. I'm going to do another video on reloading, but I was hand loading for it. I picked a medium range, acceptable powder that everybody's been using, and I was getting failures to eject and failures to feed. It turns out, I only ran 30 rounds and I had issues with pretty much every one. It was a single shot for a while. Winter time hit. I wasn't inclined to go to the range in the sub-zero temperatures, so I opted to wait until we had a decent 50, 60 degree day to see where the powder was burning at, make sure that wasn't it. And in the meantime, what I did is I took off the flash hider handguard to get to the gas system. And I'll show you guys a neat little trick that I did to get my gas port lined up, because everybody on all the other do-it-yourself videos and all that for building ARs, they just kind of eyeball it, slap it together. Okay, the set screw is going to line up with there's usually a dimple at the bottom of the barrel that the set screw lines up with, and you should be good to go, right? Well, in this case, I think the gas port might have been either drilled off-center, the dimple was drilled off center, something wasn't right, because originally I had it in the dimple, and my failures were indicating either too small amount of powder, which everybody's been running pretty good with that 15.5 grains of little gun over or underneath the 150 grain head. So I narrowed it down to the gas. What I did is I took a piece of surgical tubing. If you got this stuff, why? I don't know where I got this from. I think it's like a fuel line off of something. Something's not going to run in the spring. I stuck it right on the end of the gas tube inside the upper here. I pulled the bore snake all the way down, measured it out so it was past the gas port, blew on it, adjusted the gas port until you get the least amount of resistance from blowing on it. You can use a can of air, stick it right on the end. That way you have a little bit more observation power over what you're doing. And sure as shit, it worked out. I went Saturday and I loaded up some more 15.5 grains of little gun underneath 150 grain Hornady SST. And I had absolutely no problems. I was ejecting 3 o'clock, probably about 15 feet away, 10, 15 feet. I also loaded up some 15.8, and it ejected fine too. I didn't have any signs of pressure. The 15.8, a couple of them, I think on the military crimped rounds, like Lake City, that I decrimped. Is that the word? Reamed them out. I reamed out the primer pockets. They seem to be flattened, but I think the cups on these were soft. I think they were Federal primers. They were a little bit soft. I like CCI, but the Federal was all they had. But either way, I'm going to go back to the 15.5, because if I'm going to save 0.3 of a grain of powder, why the hell not, right? So yeah, that's my girl. That's what I've been up to. I'm gonna do a video on my hand loads and that whole process. I don't have the time tonight. It's Easter Sunday, and and I'm not up to it. I'm still not feeling 100%. I felt damn good enough to shoot though. Woo-wee! 300 Blackout's a pretty badass round, especially when your rifle functions flawlessly, like this one did, and it gives me that thump. I like recoil. I'm a big recoil fan. 22 is cool to shoot and fun and cheap, but I like to feel something. It sounds so macho and cocky, but I like to feel that hit. I like to know that that round is going down range and I'm going to hit what I'm aiming at. So yeah, that being said, parts and pieces on this thing. I mean, I'm low budget. I got Tango Down foregrip that I threw on just because I was I want to try double taps and stuff like that. Magpul flip up iron sights, cheap NC Star scope that I traded some dude for something else that I think I started out with a toothpick trading somebody. It was one of those deals. Bingo. Another thing I did, I polished the trigger up a little bit. It's a Palmetto State Armory lower parts kit. I know they feel them out from different manufacturers, but the pull on it, it was gritty. There was something there. I could feel almost like I was riding over machine marks. So all I did is I took some Mother's mag polish, put it on the engagement surfaces, on the sear and on the trigger, worked it 40 times, 50 times, took it out, slapped the pins out, took all the parts out, cleaned them off, brake cleaned them. I put a little bit of molly paste on them too. A tiny asinine amount, just because I like molly. I used to shoot molly bullets because, you know, oh, it's cleaner, shoot cleaner, and more, whatever. I don't do that anymore, but I'm a proponent for those dry lubricant type things. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my girl. I want you guys to think of a name for her. I was thinking Black Betty. Honey Badger won't work because there's already a 300 AAC named the Honey Badger. Oh shit, man. I gotta get a camera, like a real camera. This is vibrating text crap to kill me. Yeah, I heard that. Honey Badger, Black Betty. I was thinking Black Betty because my mom, she's into guns, and her name's Betty, and it would be a good tribute to my mother, I guess. Saves me from getting a tattoo on my arm, right, Mom? So, all right, check it out. Don't hate, don't knock it till you try it, and have a good Easter Sunday. Stay situationally aware and do good shit.